So Cass, do you want to just talk about some common things that you come across that maybe customers aren't informed of? Because the reason why I asked this, we're doing a TV shoot at the moment, and you provide some really good advice to one of the people here. Do you want to just talk a little bit about what you're explaining to him and her about the stage inspection report, and just give a bit of detail, because I think it's really valuable information for people to know.
Okay, so one of the items that we look at is new construction. With new construction, you get a contract drawn up with your builder. So as a homeowner, you have a contract that has 5 or 6 stages, depending on the build. So once a homeowner touches base with us regarding their new build, based on the contract progress payments, we'll attend site, inspect the stages based on the contract. So if it's a slab inspection and they're requesting payment, as inspectors, we'll go and ensure that the stage is complete and up to standard. And when we're talking about standards, we're talking about compliance and substandard workmanship. So if we can tick those boxes for the homeowner, that's good enough for them to release the payment.
Yeah, because you were saying before, which I think I didn't know about this, and I thought it was quite interesting, it was the independence of like the building company might have, don't worry about it, we'll get someone, and then is it truly an independent thing that they're providing? Whereas if you guys, you are truly independent.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously once the homeowner makes contact with us, they obviously don't know us from a bar of soap, and we're sort of the middleman between the homeowner and the builder. And obviously once we do our inspection and finalise the report, that they can take that back to their builder and get those items rectified.
Yeah, because that's the thing, you're on their side, whereas it might not be the case if that's someone they're picking on.
Yeah, generally speaking, a builder can normally get someone that they've been dealing with for many years, and that report can be a little bit biased, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, I'll say it biased, because I thought it was a great point to raise. So I don't think a lot of people realise they just they're so excited with their property.
Yeah, I just didn't want to tarnish everyone with that one.
No.
You can generally get a biased report, definitely, yeah.
And do you want to just talk about as well types of reports that you're doing for customers? So you mentioned the different stages, which is a fantastic thing for people to get. What else do you do in your business?
Well, you got your pre-purchase building and pest inspections, building and timber pest inspections, that is. We do dilapidation reports. Also do on handover, so there's a handover inspection. Once your home's finished and built, we do a handover inspection, which is a big one, I feel. And that's been pretty popular with a lot of the homeowners.
Now, can you just talk a little bit about that? What's involved in that, and what is that involved?
Okay, so if you've purchased a brand new, or you've just completed your home, or your builder's just completed the home, so prior to handover, and I think the terminology says it all, before they move in or take over the possession of the property, we'll do a handover inspection, and that's checking everything from the front door to the paint, to checking windows, any structural defects, anything that's incomplete, based on contract.
Right.
So we'll assess the home based on the contract. Are all the inclusions there? Is the workmanship and the compliance up to standard? We'll do a thorough report, and then once we obviously hand it back to the owner within 24 hours, majority of the time, they can submit that to the builder. They can rectify their defects, and then they've got a defect liability period, which is about 90 days, depending on where you are. Once the builder's rectified those within that period, then the homeowner takes possession.
Yeah, because it's extremely important, because we've done a big video on our channel where Jim's friend bought a new place and didn't, assumed it's new and didn't get anything like that, and it's been a disaster ever since, and it's like 150 or 180 grand and a big drama, right? And the guy was like, I couldn't believe I did it before, which is why it's important to hear you say it, because I think it's just, people buy new and think it's going to be no problems whatsoever. It's just, but you hear it, you'd know it all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you a real life situation. Homeowner asked us to do a handover inspection. Went out there, I found pipes that weren't connected, floor wastes that were blocked, doors that were jamming, safety hazards, glass shower screens that were hitting items in the bathroom. And they're just one of many. But that situation there, if they had moved in without this inspection, they would have found out somewhere along the lines, once they turned on their taps, that things were going to happen, and obviously create a bit of a secondary issue. And obviously once you damage something, it's very hard to go back.
So when that happens, right, and you find that, you provide it to the person, is it a matter of then the homeowner going back to the builder and saying, I'm not paying this, or how does it sort of then go from there once you provide that sort of information?
So with a new home, and this is specific to a brand new home, there's a defect liability period. So they'll send that report off to the builder. They have 90 days to rectify. I mean, look, there's certain defects have to be rectified immediately, depending on what they are. If it's an emergency situation, a blockage, a leak, then you'd need to attend to that immediately. So once the builder gets that report, they go out, they rectify their defects, and then the homeowner moves in prior to any of that happening.
And have you been founding life as a franchisee? You've nearly just done your first year, is it, or?
Yeah, I've been in construction for about 20 years.
Yep.
So, and I ran my own business, my own building company for about 15. It got a bit tough with the kids getting older, the needs, the wants, the family, the wife. Yeah, so I needed more time.
Flexibility, yeah.
Flexibility, and now I mean I enjoy fishing, I enjoy training, I play a lot of sports.
Yep.
I get to do that now.
It's great to hear. And you're happy with the income as well you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's steady. It's. I don't know how would I say.
It's all right.
No, the money's good. The money's good.
Yeah, good.
It's satisfying, and the best part of it, there's pleasure in helping a family or a mum and dad, a partner, whatever it is, making this huge decision of buying a home or building a home, and you icing it for them or swaying them left or right. There's a huge satisfaction in that, because it is a big decision.
And I think the great thing to point out to people is that you've got 15 years experience as a builder, so you know all the stuff which goes on, right? So they're getting access to that when they engage. Most of our franchisees who've got previous building experience like this, it's such an invaluable thing to do. And I think the awareness in the industry is becoming way more and more. Do you find that a lot more people are now a bit more aware of this stuff and taking it serious? Because I think 5 years ago they wouldn't have as much awareness around this. Now there's a bit more. Yeah,
to be honest, I think I've been on about maybe 100 projects. I've never seen an inspection done. I'm talking about when I was a builder. Never seen an inspection done. Whereas now I hear about it a lot. I get phone calls from friends, from ex-builders, from previous, even builders that are still operating. They're saying that inspectors coming around and whatnot, and any advice, and yeah, it's gone through the roof.
That's awesome. Well, thank you very much for your time today.
No worries.
I know you're a shy fella, but you've done fantastic. It was great advice. We appreciate it.